All right, today's Monday, April 28th, 2005. It's 9:30 in the East Coast. I started the stream already, but my my computer crashed, so I had to restart it. So it's 9:30 on the dot. So we're gonna look at this market together here. We got live cattle that I've been trading for the last really since this crazy volatility I started. So right now we're moving higher. Looks like we want to make a new high. And again, this is for educational purposes only. This is not for recommendation to buy or sell any currency contracts or futures contracts. So right now we just made a new high for, so we should expect some selling here. Um, and I think we might be going higher, but we're gonna be waiting here for to engage long, probably on early live cattle. Let's quickly look at ES. I think ES overnight was higher. Yeah, it's going higher now. So definitely close this gap from last night, from the weekend here. So we started lower, then we're moving higher here, but we're definitely going into resistance. Um, I definitely be really careful with ES to the long side here. Again, gotta wait and see. And we're not too far from the high we had on Friday either, which is 55.62 half or the quarter. Is it a quarter or half? A quarter. So uh, that's definitely something we would want to keep an eye at. Let's look at YM, which I'm gonna be possibly trading instead of NQ. NQ is just a little too wild for me at the moment. So here, this area here, it's a resistance area. As you can see this morning we got there and got rejected. Now, another place that we could be looking at to go long on NQ if the opportunity present itself, if you trade NQ, would be in this area here. Not NQ, YM, I'm sorry. For 40,300. 40,300 this area, but we're already at 467. Definitely can get a pullback here to go long. So with that said, let's look at LE again. We're gonna look to trade LE today. So we're having some back and forth here on LE. Let's see, 3 days on that one. So let's see how it goes. Definitely would want to see a pullback here to go long on LE. We're not gonna just drop the gun here. We got LE here in the middle. Let's see, that's GC. We're gonna change that to LE and see how it goes here. Yeah, we want to see a pullback at least to the open. Maybe try to close this little gap here. It's not a big gap, but 2,830 would be ideal to come back here and give us a bounce to the upside. But in the meantime, we're seeing there's some selling on ES. LE here, we definitely would like to see a couple bars to the downside here before we go higher. So that's basically it for now. We're in waiting mode and see how it goes here. Yeah, when you look at the bottom right here, LE's definitely looking like they want to come. They want to come back down. Sure, they did come and kind of almost close the gap because the close for last week was 208.30, and the low today is 208.35. So they came within two ticks of closing the gap. So yes, it's selling off again. Remember we said be careful with that area because that was more like a resistance area. So yes, selling off here is definitely not a surprise. Got YM here in the middle, the bottom here. You know, eventually we may want to go long, but I think we probably want to wait for a pullback, maybe toward the VWAP here, which is that yellow dotted line, which is at 4,244. They may not get there, but that's definitely something. That's something we need to keep in mind here. All right, we're seeing LE, some selling going on here. We did see we want to see a push toward 208.30. If we get that, we may engage long. If we see a U-turn from there. Okay. Looks like we're seeing the bounce that we were looking for here, but it's got to 35 again, or 37 and a half. So let's see if we can see another pullback here. We'll talk about usually a double pullback that we see. So for example, looking at this here, um, you know, oh, was this the other pull? Because this one gap up, I would consider a pullback here. Then now it gives me another one, which is a little higher than this. So it looks like they maybe want to go higher here. Or are they testing the VWAP to go lower? Because right now we're more like I think we're at an all-time high. So if they're testing the VWAP, if they hit this VWAP here and they don't make a no, give me a U-turn here, then we can see, hey, let's see if we can sell this, and maybe targeting this pivot here. Which is right over here, but doesn't look like that's what they're doing. Because we're definitely at a resistance area. I mean, when you get to, I think this might have been the all-time high too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Could probably look that on the daily, but here, we're hitting this area here. Definitely a bias is to the upside on this an alley, but Let's see how it goes here. What I would like to see here is maybe a retest of the low and then go higher. Or if they're gonna come back down and keep going lower, after a pullback we can go short. But right now it's, to me, it's not really clear what they want to do, and also it's only 9:41, so it's real early. Only 10 minutes and 11 minutes into the open. Let's keep an eye on YM here. Let's see what they're doing with YM. It looks like ES is going higher, so YM probably should follow that same path. So let's wait and see here. Yeah. So in the top middle here, you can see we're having a yellow bar. Oh, now it's magenta, but we can see some selling happening here. The sellers are trying to take over here on LE. So definitely possible we see a sell off here on LE, but looks like we want to go lower, but let's look at the 30 minutes here. Yeah, I think they closed the gap. So if they close the gap here, the 208.62.52 half might be it right here. Let's see. Let's go back to the other screen. So 52 half, I said. That could be where we're trying to go long here. So we're doing a stop limit because when I'm looking at, we don't want to get caught up, just jump on. We just want to make sure the market give us at least a bullish bar here on the Unirenko. And then we'll go from here. But as you can see, there was some heavy selling here, which again could mean, hey, we're getting some people might be induced to go low to sell here so they can reverse it, because this market is pretty high when you think about it. I think that might be the all-time high. Don't quote me on this, but let me see. Let me do a new tab here with the daily chart on it. Let's see, we're 2 ticks away from getting fill. Let's see if this is gonna happen or not. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, on the daily, we're pretty high here. I think that might be an all-time high. So let's try to be careful we don't just jump in long here because we can definitely see a push way down here. Now, our hope is if they get us in, they keep going higher, but may not be the case. Let's see. So 1 tick away. Let's see if we can they hit that support level, which is 27.5 to the tick. I think that's what was the low. There's the low is 25. So if you had a buy order here at 27.5, you would definitely get fill because you went down past it by a tick. So yeah, in hindsight, you say, hey, you could have definitely get long here. And at this point, you probably could possibly be at break even. But if you want to be, really, really conservative here. But our stop would be at 27, I believe, here. Not 27, 17.5 if we get fill. So I'm going to risk about, what? About 14 ticks. Let's wait and see here. That was a lot of selling down here. But as you can see, no follow through on the selling. Which to me could be, hey, we're getting some people short to go higher. If we go higher here, make a new high. Obviously, we're going to be, there we go. We got fill here. That's my emergency stop. Hopefully that was a low. That was a low today here. We're looking to get, should I have to pay the commission for one more tick here. Let's see. Essentially here, if we make a new low, I don't think we want to be part of this anymore. I'll call this 17.5. Well, 15 probably. Which would be the 16, 17 ticks. That's an unfortunate situation here. It looks like we got just taken in by a tick, and so yeah, it doesn't look too good here. You see, there's gonna push higher here, or it's gonna go lower and tag us out for a loss. So we're not gonna give this definitely just give 17 ticks here. Once again, the plan here is if we get taken out, it's fine. If not, if we make a new high for the day, then at that time we definitely we'll be at break even before the no high, because at 20 ticks we're gonna move our stuff to break even automatically with the ATM. Now if we pass this swing here, if we're fortunate enough to pass the swing, we might move it break even manually, but we're far from that now. It's it's not looking like we're gonna be getting high anytime, but this is trading. Things can change in a dime. So let's wait and see what happens here. Now we're seeing a little push to the upside here. We're down 3 ticks, now 5 ticks, and hopefully if they can sustain that push up, that would be great. As I'm sure a lot of people try to sell this low, and hopefully they got caught up here. Let's see. I don't see any really, like I said, the only really major selling that I see here was this about 9:43. There's 215 sellers here. Hopefully that's a trap. Some trap traders are here, but doesn't look like at the moment it is. But for me to consider a trap trader would be if I go above 62.5, then I can see that them being trapped here. But right now we're in flux. We're just ranging here. The last 4 bars are really like a range bar. So if they go down here and tag me out, it's all fair. It's part of the deal here. And while I am in the middle here, we're looking at it's going to a support level. Remember, we did say if it comes back to the VWAP, would like to see if we can trade it from here. But we're still in the early trade. We're gonna monitor it. Gonna keep an eye on it here and see if this is gonna give us a winner or if it's gonna be a loser. Definitely. And this is selling off right now. So let me look at NQ just for context. NQ. Oh no, that's a daily. Yeah, NQ is selling off as well. Just make a new high. To me, this is almost like a stop run where they run the stops up here. And they're trying to bring it back. I haven't really looked at the news. If there's any news going on, let me just do that from my other screen here. I usually use forexfactory.com, for my days of trading forex. That's what I use. I use. But here we got. Oh yeah, Canada. We got the election all day. Besides that, there's not much going on today as far as heavy news. I like to filter the red items. These are the more important items for today. Let's see. Yeah, Canada election tomorrow. We're gonna have some news. Maybe it's tomorrow morning. We got the jobs opening. Something to keep an eye on. Wednesday, we got some more news. We got GDP on Wednesday morning. That'll be big. And we got right now we're over about 3 ticks on LE. I'm looking at my other screen here. 4 ticks now, 5 ticks. We're going higher. So yeah, I mean we have some news definitely. This Friday we got non-farm payroll, which is going to be very, very important. So let's see how it goes. That's not the news for the week today. Not much. Besides, probably, I'm not sure if there's any Fed speaking today because this doesn't list them. Oh, at least it doesn't list them under. I don't think it lists them under the red items. Let's go back to the regular one. That's my filter right here. I'm gonna look at the word Fed. Fed, yeah, that's our speaker speaks. Okay, let's. Yeah. So I don't see anything really for today, but we can always get we can always cut out some kind of news. I mean, it's Monday, it's early in the week, but sometimes we get unscheduled news. Let's see here. So a little fight. When you see those yellow bars, I mean that's a stalemate between buyers and sellers. We'll load the script so I can see the Geiger counter. So the needle looks neutral to me at the moment. That's gonna explain why we're seeing those yellow bars here. It's like a stalemate between buyers and sellers here. Now definitely the equities are selling off. Looking at NQ on the bottom right here. Let's look at YM. Yeah. Definitely. Let's see. We're already below the VWAP on ES. on the overnight view up at least. Okay. Again, if we get above this 80, if they get to 85 here, I might be inclined to move my stop to break even. But even now, I think I might move it higher to 30 maybe, or at least 20, which is 2 more ticks. Definitely, it's a nice little sell-off here on ES. Could see that coming because again we were in a resistance zone. There you go. Got 9 ticks here on LE. We had the VO up here on LE, right? We had the VO up. If I move this over here, you can see. We got the VO up, so we should expect that kind of action. So I'm saying if we go above 82.5, which would be if we hit 85, then I'll feel safer to move my stop to break even. Even then, we may still come back and tag me. But the thing with trading is it's not so much the winners. You're just gonna manage your losers here. If this is gonna be a loser, I don't want to move too prematurely here. But at the same time, I want to make sure that first of all, we're not gonna get a full loss because normally our stops at 21 ticks on LE, the catastrophic stop. But now we're looking to see if we can manage this trade at least to break even. So right now we give it 17 ticks. So we can reduce. Honestly, we should reduce to 47.5, which would be about 2 ticks of risk. And I think I might do that in the moment here, if not now. Because if we get under Uniranco, if we get a bar down here, we may not want to be dealing with this anymore. So losing 2 ticks is it's much better than losing 17 ticks. So that's what we're going to do. Because we're seeing this Geiger counter it's kind of neutral at the moment. So meaning it can go either way here. So we're going to protect our capital, which is primarily what you want to do in trading. That's the first and foremost goal, capital preservation, because the winners will take care of themselves. It is the losers we need to worry about. It's the losers we need to manage. And again, the max I can lose right now is 2 ticks, which is $60 on 3 contracts. So to me, it's not the end of the world compared to where we were at 17 ticks, which would be over 500. So in my book, that's almost a win here. Once you get that trade to almost break even. Hopefully we can see a push higher here. It's the high on this candle here. That's okay. Now we're seeing the low push higher. High was 75. High on this is 80. We're almost there. I mean, basically 82 and a half. Okay. We're looking at YM down here in the middle. Like we said, around the VWAP, we're getting that bounce. We're getting that bounce. Hey. All right, so let's go for the plan here. Move to break even at 85. Got to 87 and a half. Again, the thing is, we may they may come back and tag us out here. But we're following our plans, which is again on trading. That's the most important thing. Follow your plans. If you have a good plan, eventually things will work out. May not this particular one trade, but overall things should work out for you. Yeah, so we're looking for 41 ticks right now. We're up about 12. So a little more, I don't know. We know at this level there could be some back and forth here because it's a resistance level. So that green level at 92 half, I believe. 92 half, yep. That's another resistance level. Now if you make a new high, I think we might be off to the races here, but right now, today we're up to, the range so far is 35 ticks. In the last 5 days, the range has been 59 ticks, and last 10 days, 68 ticks. So, where can we go from here? Let's call about the 5-day range. 59 ticks from here. It's at 228. 208.25 to probably 209.65, which is within my target is within that range. So let's see what happens here. I think when you're trading LE, you got to be very, very patient. As trading in general, you got to be very patient. But LE is one of those things that things may take long to develop. Could it be a loss or a win? You gotta make sure that you wait to see what's gonna happen. Now, if you're trading NQ, you're probably gonna know pretty quickly because LQ will be very volatile. Now, ES here looks like he wants to bounce in this area of support. Yeah, let's wait and see what happened here. We're approaching that resistance level on live cattle, so we definitely may see some selling here. If we see some selling here, definitely not to be. I think it's normal, because I hope is we keep going higher, So Okay, we are hitting that resistance. See how it reacts here. Resistance is here to be broken. So, 15 ticks. About halfway there. I'm seeing some aggressive buyers here too. There's I think it's aquamarine. There's colors here. There's two colors. As you can see, we're looking to see if we can push higher here. Some aggressive buying happening. So, yeah, this number is going higher. So people are buying in this level here. So if we can, have a little explosion to the upside here, that'd be nice. 39. Go 3 to 1. Yeah. So that number is going higher here. So the likelihood of us moving higher here, it's great. The delta, a nice positive delta here. Go. Yeah. So the whole thing is here, would obviously we wouldn't want to see a pullback to 52.5, but if we keep marching higher here, that's a good sign for us. So that imbalance is gone here, but for us to have an imbalance, it has to be one side needs to be 3 times as much aggression than the other one. So like here we had 31 to 5. That is 6 times more than 3 times. So let's see if we can get more higher here. I think if we make it no high here, it's most likely we're gonna get to our target. But let's wait and see. We got 16 ticks, 15 ticks. Honestly, if we break higher here, we might lock in 10 ticks. If we make it no high, gonna see if we can lock 10 ticks in the process here. And also, when you look at let's look at the 10 range here again on the footprint chart. The yellow mark tells you where the point of control is for that particular bar. And the point of control is keep going higher and higher here. I mean, obviously, we get a point of control higher here, higher. So many more and more contracts are trading to the upside here. So once again, the thing is, we wouldn't want it to come back down here and tag us out to the tick and go higher. But at the same time, we're protected at the moment. So let's see if we can move past 209.15. Did we get to 209? Yeah, we get to 209. So that sell, that selling that's happening at 209 here is very predictable almost. It's like, okay, we know those round numbers, they're gonna attack them. You know, people are taking profits hit there, and people trying to sell here. But obviously, let's hope we're on the right side for a while here. Let's see if we can get to 209.55, which is where target is up there. So we're basically halfway to our target right now at 20 ticks. So there you go. We're seeing a little push up right here. If we can get to the 209.25, we'll feel better to. Let's see here would be. Pushing higher, and we can see the Geiger counter is all green, meaning the buying pressure is definitely greater, much greater than the selling pressure here. So 77.5 would be 10 ticks. So let's see if we can log that in here. Because we're almost at 30 ticks. All right, let's lock in 10 ticks here. Sometimes I'm reluctant to trail my stop, and the reason why is the market doesn't go on a straight line. If we expect pullbacks, especially here we're at a resistance. Now, if it breaks it and keep going higher, that would be great. But pullbacks are hard to be expected. You got to factor that in your trading. When you're trading, the pullbacks are just natural. A couple of things going to happen. A couple of reasons that we have pullbacks. You got people selling. Like right now, some people say, hey, this resistance, I was long here, I'm going to sell at this resistance. And some people that weren't in the market are going to say, hey, this is resistance, let me sell here and see if we can push this lower. Obviously, here we wouldn't want to see that. But that's part of, it's like death and taxes. Pullbacks are part of trading. It's like death and taxes are a part of life. Pullbacks are to be expected. You definitely need to plan on that. So when you trail your stop, sometimes you get taken out by a few ticks and then it goes to your target. That can be frustrating. I know that frustrates me. And everybody's different. That's why trading is not something that you can say, hey, this is how you do it. This is how you should do it. This is how I do it. But that doesn't mean that's going to work for you. Because some people cannot stand not taking profit at all. For me, if I have a break-even trade, I almost consider it as a profitable trade, as long as it wasn't a loser. And also the losers can be profitable trades. Think about it, the lesson that you learn from them. As long as you follow your plan, loser is going to be part of the equation here. That's going to be always part of trading. There's no escaping it. Because what most people, most traders, the trap they fall into is the fact that they think, okay, my system works 80% of the time, so but they forget that it doesn't work 20% of the time. Even at the 80% clip of success, you're still gonna have 20% of losers. So the losers are always gonna be there, and there's no system that's gonna win 100% of the time. So, and those 20% loss trades 20% of the trades that are going to be losses, we don't know which order they're going to come in. It's going to be a random order. Let's say you take 10 trades, we take 100 trades to make it bigger. Theoretically you can have 20 losers in a row. So is the system not working at the time? No, it's just part of the market. And another mistake that traders make is the fact that they think it's the system that makes them win. No, the system only gives you a framework to approach the market. The market is going to do what it's going to do. Now, you have some rules of engagement. When the market does this, I'm going to do that. If it doesn't do that, I'm not going to do nothing. So then you can kind of give yourself some structure, to engage in the market. But it's not the system itself, because I'm not the one. I'm not a big speculator or big trader here to move this market. The big traders move the market. You just know usually what they do when they want to move the market one or the other. And sometimes you're gonna be right, and sometimes you're gonna be wrong. You're gonna get caught flat-footed, because ultimately I have no control over what's gonna happen next. All I can control is where I get in, where I get out. And when I get in and out because of slippage, I'm not even 100% sure that's what's gonna happen either. So let's wait here. Again, as long as we don't see much selling happening here, this is a good sign. Meaning, hey, the buyers are still in control here. Just trying to push this higher. You can see a wick on this candle here. There's a big wick here, but in the 10 range, there's a 10 range volumetric bar. As you can see, my cumulative delta is going higher. I think we should be okay. Hopefully it doesn't come back and tag me out here. I'll take 10 ticks on 3 contracts too. That's another thing sometimes, I know for me personally, I'm talking personally now, because I didn't hit my target, I could consider this trade a failure. And right now it's a positive trade. I'm going to grab 10 ticks on this, and that's a winner, and I should be okay and satisfied with this. So ideally you want it to hit your target, but if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. There you go. About 12 more ticks here. If we can get 12 more ticks, we should be able to hit this target here. 12. 12 more. 12 more ticks. All right, let's see here. We're at 25. 209.25. We're going for 209.55. We knew this was going to be a resistance. So, potentially be a resistance. It was a resistance line. But sometimes he respects it, sometimes he doesn't. But right now it's respecting it. But at the same time, you can see here we got we got a big volume here at the top of this candle. 316, 216 contracts here compared to 96. So it's a 3-to-1 ratio. We're having a little imbalance here. So hopefully, yeah, there we go. Push that higher here. And we're seeing that Geiger counter give us a little bit of confidence that, hey, moving higher here is the likely direction still, because we got more. The selling pressure is definitely favoring the bulls here. Sorry, the Geiger counter, the pressure, it's bullish. Got some bullish pressure here. If you're looking at ES on the top right, kind of ranging. It's right above the VWAP. The area here, it's looks like the buyers want to take over here on the equities. Again, this was a pullback, which we say, hey, want the VWAP here on the YM in the middle. Would like to go long, but again, we're already in the trade, so we didn't act on that. But as you can see, it's not bad. Waiting for like this bar to turn and was up as high as 129. This is when you gotta be patient here in LE. When you're in a winning trade, people tend to be very impatient with the winning trade and very patient with the losing trade, which is counterproductive. You want to be impatient with your losing trades and patient with your winning trades. Your winning trades, you got to be patient with them. Let them run. Don't try to suffocate the the trade with the tight stop, and boom, you got taken out, and then it keeps going your way. That's something we gotta be mindful of, because people tend to say, I got a winner, let me just secure this winner, and then let the losers really run. So, and be really patient with them, give them more room and stuff. That's cardinal sin in trading. We're seeing a little bit of selling here. Let's see if we're gonna get on the 10 range, if we're gonna get like a negative bar. So far, still not a negative bar that's closed. So let's see if we can keep going higher here. We got a pivot, so we understand that. We had a pivot point, and also we'll predetermine the resistance level, which is at 209. There you go. We're getting some selling here. So hopefully we survive this pullback. Let's see if we can survive this and go from there. Definitely the sellers are getting aggressive here, so we may get taken out. If we get taken out here, it's all good, because we've got follow-up plans. That's what we wanted to do. Capture our 10 ticks and call it a day. think we might still trade after this, but there you go. If they tag us out here, yeah, they did tag us out at break even. I'm not break even to plus 10 ticks. Yeah, that's fine. So what we may see here, this is a complete reversal here or no? We're seeing some selling here in the ES. Is that selling to go higher? I think 7.5 could be another entry here. There you go. What would be my stop? My stop would be I'm gonna try this again here. See if we can buy at 80 here. Oh. Just gonna cancel this because looks like this market wants to go lower here. Yeah. Now think about this. This came back to here. The low on this candle is 50. So meaning I might not capture those 25 ticks. I mean those 10 ticks. Still be a break even trade. So now when we got to here in hindsight, you could say, yeah, I could have timed my stop to 29.02, which would make it 20 ticks. But there's no way to know what the market was going to do there. At this point, I'm feeling not sure which way to go. So just going to keep my powder dry for the moment. Because let's go back to the 30 minutes on LE. Yeah, this is showing. I'm looking at this here. They came back. Came back to play in this fair value gap. They tested here. I think higher is probably the likely direction here. So not gonna chase this though. If they come to the view of at 77.5, but chasing this is definitely not something we want to do now. Because if we go here, I have to risk 20 ticks. So the most I'm going to risk on here is 10 ticks, which is what I already captured. So this will be a break-even day for at the moment. But now it's a positive day. Now we're seeing some movement to the downside here on YM. We might wanna keep an eye on YM here if it's a short here. Well, YM did again here to tap that view up. Almost the tick because the view up right now at the moment is at 324, and the low on this candle was 322. So almost the tick. Yeah. LE's going higher. But I'm glad I did move to 10 ticks because it would have been a break even trade then going without me completely. So I still captured 10 ticks, which is good. Again, it's a Monday. The week is still very, very young, like they say. So 10:37. So what they did here on the ES, they came back toward the bottom of the initial balance low. Then now they're pushing it higher. So basically, that was a flush of the week longs, yeah. And I guess I was considered week long because I got in at 52. Now, let's go back to here. Again, when we see this situation here, getting long at down here, I think I got long right around here. That's 52 and a half right here. So what's the low on this candle? Yeah, it says 50. Okay. Yeah, definitely would have been taken out at break even. Yeah, right now we're not chasing this at all. We're not going to chase this. We might be done trading early here. Unless we're seeing the selling pressure coming in. I don't think we want to short it either. So I'm just going to wait, keep our powder dry here. And hopefully we see something happening on the equities here. I think momentum right now is to the upside here. We're looking like to go higher here. But until we take this high, we might still be going lower here. Look at this, yeah. They're still playing. That's a trend line right here. They're hitting that, and they're turning to the downside. Everything else kind of look bullish. We got more green than red here. So it's a mixed market at the moment, which to be expected because it's Monday. Monday, the market's trying to find its footing. Trying to say, okay, which way do I want to go? Especially there's no big news right now that would make it go one way or the other. So, and lately with live cattle, it's been kind of rangy. So we should expect maybe some more ranging here. That was Friday. Yeah, I would have called that a really trending day. Thursday was the same. Now, Wednesday, you definitely could have made some money to the downside and to the upside too. Because with this pullback, you could have gone long. Let's see. Like right now, we're kind of ranging between levels. So, yeah. All right, there you go. See the selling's happening here in the equities again. You almost touched that here at 10 o'clock. At 10:34, they almost touched the same VWAP here. I think they basically touch it. Because here, VWAP was at 23. The low was at 22. So they did touch here. Now could that third time be the charm to go higher here on the equities? That could be a push higher here. $84 would be my entry. Well, let's see if we can buy the limit here, 83. Yeah, we're in. I cancel this order. Gotta be very careful to quickly remove our stop to break even here at 83. Yeah, we're gonna move our stop to break even at 83 here. We missed the entry, we missed it. We're not gonna give it much more room here. There you go. 25 ticks in profit. So where can we go? Again, we're gonna do two targets with this, but we're probably gonna have to do one. Can we go to the new high here? Go to the high of the day. I think we may. So we're looking for 83. So 178. I think we definitely can do that. Let's look at where we are here as far as the range. Last 5 days were 858. Today is 525. Can we get an average day today? It's possible. It's possible here. So, yeah, we're gonna let this one here if we can. At least he'll kind of really not sure what he wants to do here. Unfortunately, we didn't get filled the two contracts. We only got filled one. But at the same time, you could say, yeah, fortunately, we got filled one because if this went against us, would have got definitely filled the two, and then it would be a loss. So, So this is the YM, which is a little less crazy than ES or NQ. NQ can definitely be very, very volatile. So we're trying to see what we can do here with the YM. LE again is ranging. YM here is YM here is looking like he wants to go higher. So if it does, we'll be part of that. If not, now where's 855? Like where's the range that has been doing over the last 5 days? So from here to here, against 5 something. So this could be another 300 points here possible for YM. There's another possibility here of going all the way to, what would that be? Almost to 900, yeah. So, can we get to 900 here? Possibly, yeah. Now, another thing we could do, we could add to a position here. Maybe above this pivot and move our stuff higher. But let's just wait and see how it goes here. Not ES. Left cattle is going lower here. If you look at the top left, we're gonna go back to left cattle here in this middle. Yeah, left cattle is going lower. So good thing we didn't chase it up here. Because like we said, left cattle has been kind of orangey lately. So I think that's what we're doing here. We're arranging. Should go lower here. Fine. If not. Oh, anyway, let's focus on the YM trade that we in. I think we can capture maybe. Yeah, we're gonna capture 10-6 now. At 83, 93. Got a couple ticks to cover. Some commissions here, but I think this might be my last trade here on the stream. Let's see how it goes. Up 64 ticks. Let's wait and see here. Well, YM is pulling back here. We may not survive this pullback here. You may not survive it. The 11 ticks locked up here on this. Yeah. We out of YM. Yeah. Could this be just a pullback to get some people, again, out of the long and go higher? We don't know that yet. So we do feel like, yeah, this is the kind of stuff that happened. You're like, it's a big fight here, so we don't want to get engaged here. Looks like the Bulls are getting weaker here. All right, with that said, I think I'm going to end the stream. It's almost 11 o'clock. Yeah, we know at 11, typically things starting to get a little weird, you know. It's approaching lunchtime, and London is closing in 30 minutes. So, we may not want to play our hand too hard here. Let's look at 6E, which I have in the background here. Oh, look at this. A big move on the euro. Something else may have come out. It's a pretty big move. 10:32, 9 minutes. Yeah, it's a pretty big move on the euro. Once again, here we kind of playing around. It looks like the down move might be the way to go. I know I am. So, thanks for being here. Look like somebody's watching. Okay, thanks for being here. Let me know where you're watching from and how you doing so far. So far, if you just joined us, we had two trades, two winners. One on LE. Enter here 52.5. We got out at 72. So 77.5 for 25 for 10 ticks. And we got 11 ticks on here because we were resistant. We said, hey, let's capture 10 ticks, and we're glad we did because it would have come back out and tag us out at break even. So right now we're in the back and forth here. We don't know which way this market is gonna go here. LE looks like it's reversing to the downside, but it's a back and forth right before the top of the hour. Usually we don't want to trade that. 5 minutes before or after the top of the hour, you want to give it. Let it do what it's gonna do. But I think this market still have potential to go higher here. Yeah. Can definitely see. I got my order screens here. It looks like the buyers wants to push it higher, but I don't think they have enough strength to do that. A bet here would be to the downside. I'm looking at the 3-minute chart here on the structure chart. It's lower high, but the lows were about the same, so not clear. Having this the yellow bar here tells me, hey, it's the stalemate. Definitely looks like we want to go lower. Let's see. Four. All right, with that said, I think we're gonna end this stream here. 11 o'clock almost. Good luck if you're trading. Definitely be careful. Going into the lunch hour, we may see some weird things happening here. Okay, so with that said, have a good one. Take care. God bless. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.